Hi, passionate Rangers FC fans. Welcome to Rangers Update, your dedicated source for all things Rangers. Before we dive in, we want to express our gratitude for your unwavering support. If you bleed blue, don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, and let's strengthen our community. Now, let's get into the latest updates. A hearty welcome to our new followers. Your backing means the world to us. WATP, let's get to the news. The buzz around Ibrox has reached fever pitch, and every corner of Glasgow seems to be echoing with the same name, Thomas Partey. The Ghanaian midfielder, known for his imposing presence and tactical intelligence, has reportedly sealed what is being whispered as the most significant signing in the history of Rangers Football Club. Supporters can barely contain their excitement, not just because of the name recognition that Partey carries after his stints with Atletico Madrid and Arsenal, but also because of what it signals for the club's ambitions. To lure a player of Partey's caliber, with Champions League pedigree and years competing at the highest level, feels like Rangers have planted their flag in the ground and declared themselves ready to climb back to the very summit of European recognition. Fans in pubs and on message boards alike are treating this as more than a transfer, but as a statement of intent that Rangers are no longer satisfied with simply dominating domestically. They are aiming for respect across the continent. Partey's arrival suggests a new chapter, one where marquee names are no longer an impossibility, but part of a grander vision for the Light Blues. Whispers about the financial package involved in this colossal deal have only added fuel to the conversation, as pundits scratch their heads wondering how exactly Rangers pulled this one off. It's being said that a combination of boardroom strategy, commercial partnerships, and the lure of becoming a legend at Ibrox all played their parts. Partey was reportedly courted by clubs across Europe and even some in the Middle East, with astronomical wages on the table, yet the midfielder chose the project in Glasgow. That decision alone has sparked debates over whether he prioritized football legacy over sheer financial gain, and it's left fans swooning over the idea that their club could convince such a seasoned international to believe in the Rangers' dream. Local journalists are hinting that the deal has been months in the making, involving long negotiations and reassurances over squad reinforcements, style of play, and Partey's role as the heartbeat of the team. The suggestion is that this wasn't a transfer born of desperation, but a carefully orchestrated masterstroke. If all of this chatter holds true, then Rangers have rewritten the rules of what's possible in Scottish football. The city is practically divided between disbelief and euphoria, with supporters pinching themselves to make sure this isn't just some wild rumor spun out of proportion. Yet more and more voices, from respected insiders to ex-players, are treating the news as fact rather than speculation. They describe Partey as the missing piece of a puzzle Rangers have been trying to complete for years, a player who can anchor the midfield, bring calm under pressure, and unleash creative forces around him. The comparison to previous club icons like Barry Ferguson, or even the impact of Paul Gascoigne, is already being thrown around. And while it may feel premature, it underlines just how seismic this move could be. What really captivates the fan base is the idea of Partey taking the fight to Celtic in the Old Firm clashes, where battles in the middle of the park often decide the outcome. Imagine the roar of Ibrox when Partey first steps onto that pitch, shoulders squared, scanning the field, ready to dictate the tempo. It's the kind of signing that transcends hype and enters folklore before a single ball has even been kicked. There are, of course, doubts mingling in the air, and not all voices are singing in harmony. Critics point to Partey's injury record in recent years at Arsenal, warning that the Scottish Premiership's physicality might not be the easiest environment for a player seeking to rediscover his rhythm. The financial gamble also raises eyebrows, with some suggesting that Rangers have placed a significant chunk of their resources on one man, potentially leaving other areas of the squad exposed. But supporters argue that such risks are inherent in aiming higher, and without bold moves, progress stagnates. The belief is that even if Partey isn't at his absolute peak, his experience and leadership alone will elevate the dressing room. Younger players will have a role model to learn from, and the aura he brings can lift performances across the board. Those questioning the wisdom of the move are often drowned out by the chance of anticipation, as if the entire fan base has collectively decided to embrace the dream and deal with potential pitfalls later. The mood feels defiant, as though Rangers have dared critics to doubt them once again. Another layer of intrigue comes from the perspective of Scottish football as a whole, because this move inevitably raises the bar for everyone else. Celtic, Aberdeen, Hearts, and even clubs like Hibs will now feel the pressure of competing with a Rangers side capable of attracting global talent. The ripple effect could be monumental, sparking further investment and encouraging other teams to aim higher in recruitment. Television broadcasters, sponsors, and even neutral fans will find themselves drawn to the spectacle, eager to see how Partey fares in a league that many outside Scotland underestimate. It's not just Rangers who benefit, but the profile of the entire Premiership, with headlines that will stretch far beyond the UK. African football followers are already buzzing at the thought of one of their stars gracing Ibrox, and social media platforms are ablaze with predictions, memes, and excitement. The globalization of this story is perhaps what makes it even more extraordinary, turning a Scottish club's signing into a worldwide talking point. And so the rumor mill keeps spinning, with each passing hour adding new twists and interpretations. Was Partey influenced by past conversations with ex-Rangers players? Did the promise of leading Rangers into the Champions League group stages seal the deal? Or was it something more personal, a chance to carve his own legacy in a league hungry for marquee names? No one seems to have the definitive answer, yet everyone has an opinion. What's certain is that the mood in Glasgow has shifted dramatically. Optimism has flooded in, replacing doubts about whether Rangers could ever compete with Europe's heavyweights in the market. For now, the supporters are living in a dream, one that could soon become reality. If Partey walks out in a Rangers shirt, history will not only have been made, it will have been redefined. And perhaps the most remarkable part of all is that this might just be the beginning of something even bigger. The excitement surrounding Thomas Partey has started to seep into every facet of life in Glasgow, as fans imagine the midfield dominance he could bring and the sheer statement of intent his arrival represents. Conversations in pubs, on buses, and in offices are dominated by the same scenario. Partey controlling the tempo of Rangers matches, breaking up opposition attacks with precise tackles, and linking the defense and attack seamlessly. Analysts are already speculating about how his presence could change Steven Gerrard's tactical approach if the team decides to push higher up the pitch or adopt a more possession-based style to maximize his skill set. The rumor has become almost cinematic, with fans envisioning pivotal moments in Old Firm games where Partey intercepts a dangerous pass, drives forward, and sets up a goal, igniting an eruption of cheering that echoes beyond the stadium. Even casual supporters are swept up in the narrative, as if his signing alone justifies renewed hope for domestic dominance and a credible European campaign. Merchandise speculation is also rife, with jerseys featuring his name expected to fly off the shelves the instant the official confirmation arrives. Social media is overflowing with graphics, edits, and chants celebrating the possibility of seeing a player of such caliber don the famous blue shirt, proving that Partey's potential impact transcends the pitch and captures the collective imagination of the fan base in a way few signings ever have before. Rumors about the exact financial structure of Partey's transfer have created as much chatter as his arrival itself, as insiders hint at a combination of clever negotiation, commercial deals, and forward-thinking planning by Rangers board. It's being suggested that the club may have leveraged sponsorship agreements, shirt sales, and even potential European competition revenues to assemble a package capable of attracting a player of his stature. Some speculate that Partey's wages are structured with performance incentives, reflecting the belief that Rangers are not merely paying for a name, but investing in long-term leadership and consistency on the field. Comparisons are being drawn to other monumental transfers in Scottish football history, but the general consensus among pundits and fans alike is that this could surpass anything previously witnessed, representing not just ambition, but audacity. Discussions also revolve around the ripple effect within the squad, as Partey's arrival could attract additional talent, with players inspired by the chance to play alongside someone with his experience. Rumors of personal conversations between Partey and senior Rangers players, designed to reassure him about the culture, style, and vision at Ibrox, have added a layer of human interest to the story, making it feel less like a business deal and more like a carefully orchestrated masterstroke. The anticipation is reaching almost unbearable levels, as supporters count the days until he officially steps onto Scottish soil. Beyond the tactical and financial angles, the psychological impact of Partey's signing is a major point of speculation, with whispers suggesting that his presence alone could intimidate opposition teams. Teams preparing to face Rangers in the Premiership or European competitions are reportedly adjusting their strategies, anticipating a level of midfield control and physicality they may not have encountered before. Partey's reputation for timing, positioning, and stamina is the subject of countless online discussions, with fans imagining how he could dominate matches through sheer intelligence as much as physical ability. There is also the notion that Partey could mentor younger players in the squad, passing on insights from his years at top European clubs, helping them to improve both technically and mentally. Some insiders claim that his leadership qualities were a decisive factor in Rangers' pursuit, with the club believing that a player who can marshal a midfield and inspire teammates is worth the premium they reportedly paid. Conversations in Scottish sports media suggest that Partey's influence could be immediate, changing the dynamic not only in high-profile fixtures like the Old Firm Derby, but also in games against mid-table teams where concentration lapses have previously cost points. The excitement is palpable, with a sense that Rangers have not just signed a player, but potentially redefined their identity and aspirations in one bold, audacious move. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Speculation also surrounds how Partey's arrival could impact Rangers' European ambitions, as the rumor mill suggests the club sees him as a player capable of bridging the gap to the continent's elite. Analysts argue that his experience in high-pressure Champions League matches could be invaluable, particularly in scenarios where composure, positional awareness, and tactical discipline determine success or failure. Fans imagine the drama of late-stage European games, with Partey intercepting crucial passes, launching counterattacks, and dictating tempo with authority, perhaps even inspiring moments that become instant folklore for the club. There are whispers that Partey could assume a quasi-captaincy role in the midfield, with responsibility not only for ball recovery, but also for shaping the tempo of attacks and ensuring cohesion across the team. This has led to countless debates among supporters and pundits about how Rangers' overall squad dynamics might shift, whether other midfielders will adapt their style to complement him, and how managers will restructure tactics to optimize his influence. The rumor has also sparked excitement internationally, as football communities in Africa, Europe, and beyond follow the story of a seasoned Ghanaian midfielder potentially transforming a Scottish giant's fortunes. Every detail, from his training regimen to potential partnership with new signings, is being dissected and theorized upon, reflecting the near-cinematic scale of expectations surrounding his arrival. Meanwhile, the social media landscape is ablaze with speculation, fan reactions, and endless what-if scenarios, amplifying the narrative and creating a sense of collective anticipation. Memes, polls, and hypothetical formations dominate Twitter, Instagram, and fan forums, with supporters passionately debating how Rangers' style of play could evolve with Partey orchestrating from the center. Some claim that his signing could mark the beginning of a new era, one in which Rangers consistently challenge for domestic and European glory, altering the perception of Scottish football globally. Discussions often extend to tactical nuances, imagining how Partey's presence could allow wingers more freedom, support strikers with deeper ball distribution, and provide defensive midfield cover that frees up creative talents. Analysts also hint at the potential marketing impact, suggesting that Partey's name alone could enhance Rangers' global visibility, attract international sponsors, and broaden fan engagement far beyond the traditional Scottish base. Conversations in local media and international outlets increasingly treat this rumor as almost inevitable, portraying the transfer as not only a footballing coup but also a cultural moment, capable of inspiring a generation of fans and players alike. Whether the speculation will match reality remains uncertain, but the frenzy and imagination it has sparked are undeniable, transforming simple chatter into a full-blown narrative of hope, ambition, and audacious dreaming at Ibrox. Finally, the human element of the story keeps the rumor alive, as supporters and commentators alike speculate about Partey's motivations and mindset. What drives a player of his caliber to join Rangers, leaving behind opportunities at other European clubs? Is it the challenge of building a legacy, the passion of the fan base, or the vision presented by the club's management? Insider whispers suggest a combination of all three, creating a compelling narrative of ambition, leadership, and desire. Fans imagine him walking onto Ibrox pitch, not merely as a player, but as a symbol of reinvention and aspiration, carrying the hopes of thousands on his shoulders. The stories told in pubs and on social media paint him as the linchpin capable of transforming Rangers' identity, blending experience, strength, and tactical intelligence into a midfield presence rarely seen in Scotland. While uncertainty remains over the official confirmation, the imagination of supporters and pundits alike has already taken flight, treating him as the beating heart of the squad even before a single touch has been made. This rumor, swirling with intrigue, strategy, and emotion, feels less like idle chatter and more like the beginning of a revolution in the way Rangers are perceived, not only domestically but across Europe, creating a story that may yet define the next era at Ibrox. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.